Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Hardcore Challenge Live as we bring you live draft coverage of the Hardcore Challenge 2017 draft. Largest draft in league history as we expanded the league for the first time for our 9th season, stepping up from 20 owners to 32. Two conferences, AFC and NFC, played just like the NFL. Divisional schedule, the whole nine. Wild cards. So here we are. We are minutes out from actually 2 minutes and 15 seconds currently on the clock until the Hardcore Challenge AFC Conference draft officially goes live. Zeke and Destroy. Zeke and Destroy. Owner is currently kind of on the clock now. They have 90 seconds to make their pick when the draft goes live. So basically they are on the clock now. So curious as to who the number 1 overall pick is going to be. Do we have any predictions? Any predictions of who the number 1 overall pick is going to be? You get 90 seconds per pick. I'm going to try to follow the comments in the chat as well as the comments on here. David Johnson. Corey thinks David Johnson. I'm curious. I would have said Ezekiel Elliott before the suspension, 100%, because obviously he's a Cowboys fan. So I would have said Ezekiel Elliott. But let's see, 35 seconds until the draft is live. Largest draft in the history of the Hardcore Challenge. Biggest draft, reboot, adding 12 new owners to an already existing format, an already existing strong league, and changing the format up a little bit. Raises the prize money, raises the stakes. Should make things very interesting. Oh! Bang, bang. Hold on. We had action. Who was it? Oh my God, he still took Ezekiel Elliott? Get the hell out of here. Well, I'm quite shocked by this pick, I have to say. And it's running back right off the bat. Ezekiel Elliott, Johnson off the board, Le'Veon Bell off the board, and Bleeding Green is now on the clock. They're gone. There goes Antonio Brown. The top picks are dropping fast. Top picks are dropping fast. So we got Brown. Julio Jones is gone. Well, there's pretty much everybody thought. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm a little shocked about. I ain't gonna lie. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, Julio Jones. Those are all, got King Salami. And King Salami, by the way, I love your freaking logo. That's badass. Nice work. Nice work on logo Salami. Alrighty, so King Salami is on the board. All right, there's the Beaver Street Roar. I was starting to worry. I'm like, where's Matt? Where's the Beaver Street Roar? Alrighty. As we're working through these draft picks, we're going to get some official business out of the way. As we had a late vote come in right as the polls closed. So we're going to go to the polls for vice president. Oh, on the fantasy page, you should be able to minimize the screen and put it down. Should be able to open both. That's why it's called Windows, Corey. Windows. Stone Pony. First on the time on the clock. Odell Beckham Jr., Mike Evans. Two, others that, obviously, we're just clearing the top of pretty much every draft board here. The top of every draft board. Ryan, who's Mr. Stone's first pick going to be? All 16 owners logged in. That's what we like to see. All 16 owners logged in. That's why we're the Hardcore Challenge. Everybody's here. Everybody's ready to participate. Stone Ponies is using all of their time. They're running the clock into the red. And who did they end up selecting? They take A.J. Green, wide receiver, Cincinnati. Studied long on that one, Ryan. That's a solid pick, though. It's a solid pick. Here we got the All-Pro Afro, one of our new owners, Joe Osbrink. He is on the clock as well. Who's he going to take with his first pick in the Hardcore Challenge? Trying to make a name for himself. Obviously, many of our owners already have names made for themselves. Tom, I'm thinking Arby's retired that name historically as the greatest team in that format, and he has opened up basically with the moniker just the champ. You think he auto-picked that one? Because he don't know how to work the draft board, newbie? Is that what happened? He got Joe Osbrink, All-Pro Afros. Takes Gordon, running back. The LA Chokers. And you are correct. Ding, ding, ding. T-Well was auto-picked for Ryan because he doesn't know what he's doing. All right, we got the Bison Broncos on there. McCaffrey. I am not surprised to see the Beaver Street Roar take McCaffrey. I am not surprised at all by that. As Matt on our other webcasts that we have is very high on McCaffrey. Freeman, running back. Interesting, interesting. Aaron Rodgers. Is that our first quarterback off the board? I believe it is. Aaron Rodgers off the board to Tom, the champ, locking up a quarterback. Didn't go with Brady. Didn't go with Brady. No love for the former quarterback, Tom? Big Dog, another Cowboys fan. He's on the board. The 14th pick. Only one quarterback thus far. Interesting to see who he's going to pick here. Interesting to see who he's going to pick here. Thus far, off the board. First pick, Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Mike Evans, Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, and the commish is on the board. And the guy I wanted is there at 15. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. My draft board is going to go exactly how I wanted. And I will have nobody to blame for myself failing except myself. Because that's exactly what I wanted. And I drafted Derek Carr, who's going to be the league MVP this season. Put it on the board, baby. I'm happy about that. He's going to throw for 4,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns. He's been under 100 yards, within 20 of 4,000 last year and within 80 the year before. And the 30 touchdowns, he's on pace for that every season. Now we got Stinky Pinky here with the back-to-back pick. I love the bang-bang pick. Don't homer me, Tom. Don't homer me, because he is going to be the MVP of the league. I'm telling you. I'm not the only one saying it. There's people that get paid a hell of a lot more money than me, and they're smarter than me that are saying the same thing. So, I have not been a homer for many, many seasons, but this season, I'm telling you, Derek Carr is going to... Have you seen his rating and his statistics thus far in preseason? It's through the roof. It's like 138-plus quarterback rating. Some sickness. He's looked really good, so we'll see. But that's who I'm going with. Interested to see who Stinky Pinky's going to take here with the bang bang pick. Well, there's not a shocker. He takes Howard, running back from the Bears, and McCoy. The double duty on the, I see what Stinky Pinky did. He just locked up two of the top running backs in the league with the bang bang pick. Well, you know what? I got a different strategy. Because my MVP needs a number one to throw it to. And I'm going to ride high on the AC/DC connection all season long. Every time Derek Carr throws that touchdown to Amari Cooper, I'm going to get the double dipping. And that's what I just went with my first two picks. My 1-2 combination is AC/DC right off the bat. I think they're going to have a big season, prolific offense, and that's what I went with. Now, I'm going to work from there. But that's exactly what I wanted with my first two picks, so I am very happy. Now, I don't pick again for a while. I don't have a pick again until the 47th pick. And then I get a double dip again. So, now we got to sit back and see what happens on down the line here. Stinky Pinky, though, that was solid. Howard and McCoy. Well, I'm glad you didn't take him. Now it's going to get interesting. Now it's going to start to get interesting. Let's see here. Gurley's off. Dez Bryant's off the board. There's your top 20. Bryant and Gurley go. Bison Broncos, 2015 league champion on the board. If you didn't want McCoy, what'd you do? Did you draft? Did you have issues with the board? Stinky Pinky, did it mess with you? If you just click on the guy, it'll throw him over there, and then it's got the big bar there that says draft this guy. That's how you draft him. You go pick your, if you got him on the queue or anywhere else, just go click on the guy's name. It'll throw the picture up there, and across the bottom, it's got a bar there that says draft this player when it's time for your pick. Lose touches to who? He's going to lose touches to who? I think you're off your rocker. So Zeke and Destroy's got back-to-back picks coming up here. Interesting, interesting. I'm going to see if we can pull him on after he has his picks for a quick interview. Because I got to ask him what the hell about this Ezekiel Elliott with the first overall pick. A guy that's possibly not going to play the first 6 weeks of the season, which in fantasy football is half your season. When your season is only 13 weeks now, that's half your season. So you got a guy who, you must be thinking keeper. That's all I can think. Because that's a very strange move. I'm not going to lie. Very strange move. So, Ajay is off the board. Thomas is off the board. Fournette, rookie. Wondered who was going to grab that first big-name rookie, and Kent takes Fournette. Could be interesting, but he's a Jaguar. Jaguar? Jaguar. You know, because that's the thing, man. It's not just this season. Of course you want to win, and you want to win it all, but you got to think keepers. At the end of this season, you have to pick 5 keepers from your roster. One has to be defensive. Be an individual defensive player. It can be a defense, special teams of a team. But you have to pick one defensive keeper. Now, the other 4, it's up to you. But you're required to carry one defensive keeper. So from the guys you're drafting, you've got to pick a team for the future out of this. So this is your core team, your core players that could possibly set you up and make your team for seasons and seasons to come. So let's see, King Salami. King Salami, nice work on the logo, by the way. Very nice work. Stellar, stellar work. Miller, running back from Houston. Marshawn Lynch. Stone takes beast mode. T.Y. Hilton. By All-Pro Afro. Now, All-Pro Afro is stepping into was the strongest division in the league last season, which was the Dirty South. And the only thing the Dirty South missed is we went down in size, but the main 3 that have kept it strong stayed. Beaver Street Roar, the Silver and Black Attack, and what is now a Zeke and Destroy. And Osprink, with his All-Pro Afro, is stepping into that division, which is by far one of the toughest divisions. So he's got it cut out for him. What's up, Mo? We can get your buddy added in as a cone or after the draft before the season starts if we need to, Mo. It's not that big of a deal. If we don't, as long as you're already in, so you can do your draft tonight. So that was the only little hang up we had. Is I don't know if Mo's cone or got in the league before his invite. Nope, doesn't look like it. But Mo, you gotta go set your team name yet too. When you just go to league, homepage, go to My Team, then Team Settings. And you can go in and or Edit Settings. Go to My Team, Edit Settings. And you can go in and change your logo, team name. It's all right there. You can upload custom logo. Or use one of the stock logos, but everybody needs to have a logo before we start the season. No gray helmets allowed. No gray helmets allowed. Yeah, we can still add him in as a co-owner before the season starts. That's no biggie. That's no problem. We can still add him in. That's not a biggie. I just didn't want to make sure if it was going to mess up your draft, but as long as you're doing your main drafting anyway, and he's just a, he can call you. He can go on the phone. If he gets in there, your draft's not till 7 Eastern time, so he's got another hour and a half, so he can still get in there. He just needs to roll back in his email and grab that invite. It's still sitting. It's still active. All right, so we had a couple. Brady. Tom Brady was taken by Kevin. Brandon Cooks. Gronk. Mixon, another rookie. Wondered who was going to gamble on that kid. King Salami takes him. Man, I got a while before I pick again. Let's see. Let me start looking at the queue here. I got to see who... So even though I got a ways out from picking, I've got to look and see who's high on my board that's still out there. Most of my guys that I was looking at are still there, honestly. So that's a good thing. The guys on my queue have not been taken, so I'm happy. Thus far, I'm very happy with my draft. Got the AC/DC combination. Oh! Matt Herron wants to know about the VP election winner. Well, maybe I'll have to clue you in, because the polls have closed. The polls have closed. And was fairly tight. Everybody garnered votes. Wasn't as large of a turnout as I like to see for the vice president election, but I know since there were 12 new owners, a lot of those owners weren't going to vote because they didn't really know any of the other owners anyway. So to them, it probably didn't matter. So we probably didn't get a lot of the new guys that voted. So if that was the case, then that means most of the old owners did vote. Because we did have a total of 17 votes cast for vice president, which out of the 32 doesn't look like a lot, but when you look that last season there would have only been 20. That means almost all of the original owners cast a vote. So, Mr. Stone voted. So I'm sure there was a couple. So, much like any election, some are just happy to sit back and let everything be chosen for them, and some would like to choose and have a say in their fate. So, we are going to go ahead and unveil who the vice president is going to be. Now, there have only been 2 vice presidents in the history of the Hardcore Challenge. The vice president is going to be a very important role this season, as we're going to be coming into our 10th season. We want to have some big things, some big plans for the 10th season. Possibly a location, a live location draft. Not everybody wouldn't be required to attend, but it would still be really fun for those that did. The draft would still be live like it is now. We would all just log in, and those that are us that are together, we'd all be logged in one location and doing it together. But it would allow for festivities before and after. And debauchery would ensue. So it would be a good time. And I know the platform for one of our vice president candidates was Matt Herron, owner of the Beaver Street Roar, who helped implement the defensive players into the league that we call the Herron Rule today, which is part of what I love about this league. I love the individual defensive players. So, that stellar. But so the early owners, vice presidents before, have been, I'm thinking Arby's owner, Tom Mandick, who was their first vice president in 2011, and 2004, 15, and 16. Mo Butter. Nice work. Nice work. Now, in between there was another vice president. That was Matt Herron of the Beaver Street Roar, who's running this year, who was the vice president in 2013, or excuse me, 2012 and 2013, in which the defensive players were added into the league, and as Matt helped implement some changes and some. Oh, we got Mark Ingram off the board, Demaryius Thomas, Crowell, Matty Ice off the board. Another quarterback gone. Travis Kelce, Baldwin. It's a little high for Baldwin, but whatever. Hopkins. Pick Doug Baldwin before Hopkins went off the board. It's on the same screen. When you go to the league homepage, go to My Team, and then the edit settings, and you can. There's stock logos that you can use, or right there it says click on this icon to upload a custom logo. So again, we do not have a new. Well, we have a new vice president, but not a vice president that has not been a vice president before. As Matt Herron, owner of the Beaver Street Roar, is our vice president for the 2017 season. He will help me govern over the largest group of owners that we've ever had in the league at 32. So, Matt Herron, congratulations. You are the league owner. Joe Dudinsky, owner of Average Joe, came in second. And a tie with J-Dub and Mikey for third place. Actually, it was very close. Matt only won by 3 over Joe and 4 over Mike and JW. So it wasn't a huge landslide, but Matt did win. Matt's got some cred, and he's been the VP before, and obviously people like the league as it is. So Terrell Pryor. Brian takes Terrell Pryor. That's an interesting pick to see him taken that high. It's interesting. So far, the two guys that I wanted to take next are still on my board, so that's positive. Ryan Stone. The Stone Ponies. Russell Wilson's off the board. Guys just trying to set up their quarterbacks here. Trying to set up their quarterbacks. So once I get past my picks, going to see if I can get an interview or two on here for you guys. But obviously I'm going to need to concentrate on my picks. So Mikey went Crowell and Demaryius Thomas. Interesting. So you've got the you got your running backs of Brown and a guy who's going to be out 6 weeks. Mariota, that's not a bad pick, Ryan. That's not a bad pick. That's a quarterback you could possibly have for years and seasons to come. And I think he's going to have a good year this year. I think Mariota's going to be solid. So that's not a terrible pick. I like that pick. I like that pick, Ryan. I don't think that's too bad. That's thinking future and now. I don't think that's a bad pick. Mariota off the board for the Stone Ponies. Oh, that was a guy on my board. Dalvin Cook. I was looking at Cook. I ain't gonna lie. He was on my board. And All-Pro Afro snatched him up as it was starting to come down to me. Drew Brees. Taken off the board. That's the first guy off my board that's been taken. Was taken by the All-Pro Afro there. First guy snatched off my board. Nice work, Mr. Osprink. I think it's a good pick, Ryan. You've got to have a young. I think you've got to have a young quarterback. If you don't come out of this season with a quarterback on as one of your keepers, I think it's a fail. So I think, if you don't get the guy now, you've got to pick him up and work him into your roster as the season goes over. So let's see. Who's on? Beaver Street Roar. Takes Gillespie, running back, New England. Bison Broncos is on the board. Get back-to-back, the last two champions on the board here. The 2015 champion Bison Broncos, followed by the current reigning champion, the champ. Alshon Jeffries off the board for Kent. Kent with the Bison Broncos takes Alshon Jeffries. Believes Tom Mandick, the champ. Simply known as the champ right now. The champ, and then the big dog, and then I am up. It's me and Stinky Pinky. We get the almost back-to-backs. I get split out by his too, but he gets the double back-to-back. So it's going to be interesting. Excuse me, I'm combing over. It's about to get serious here. I'm about to get the double pick here, and I want to make sure I make the right call. So I've got to check it out. The weight does suck. It's painful, isn't it, T-Well? It's painful. Let's see here. What's the big dog going to do? Alrighty, I am on the clock. On the clock here. Ticking down on me. Running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Tevin Coleman, running back for the Atlanta Falcons, is who I took. Stinky Pinky took Jameis Winston. And who's he doubling up with? He's on the clock, ticking down. Who's he going to take to couple with that Jameis Winston pick? After I pick, going to pull in our first interview of the show. So stay tuned. I'm going to pull in our first interview here shortly. After I make my pick, and now I am on the clock. Stinky Peaky took Landry, hoping he doesn't get that suspension. Obviously. And I'm gonna break the seal, baby. I don't think anybody else has drafted defense, but I'm going to. And I'm drafting the reigning defensive player of the year, who's scored for me over the last several seasons as well as a freaking running back. Khalil Mack, who is only gonna get better this season, and it was been a statistical juggernaut on defense for me. And I took him. I'm breaking the seal. The guy scores like a running back, and I'm taking Khalil Mack. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year. I do believe that was the first defensive player taken off the board. So I broke the seal on defense. I thought it might be me. Mack was very high on my board. He's like a running back, statistically. So, laugh, scoff as you want, but go look and compare. The way he scores, man, he's a good pickup. Good pickup for me. So, let's jump out. Grab one of our other owners. And have some questions for this guy. Ty Montgomery. Somebody just took Montgomery? Yes. James. Interesting. Very interesting. So far, my draft is going exactly how I've wanted it to go. I was going to take Dalvin Cook instead of Tevin Coleman, but either one I'm fine with. So what's up, T-Well?
What's going on?
What the hell is up with taking Ezekiel Elliott with your first overall pick who's going to miss 6 weeks, half of your fantasy season?
I got sentimental because I was like, if my Dallas Cowboys have to suffer 6 weeks, so can I. You know what I mean? So traded 6 weeks for 10 years. You know what I mean? So I was thinking keeper. He'll be solid for
10 years.
To come, so
he ain't gonna play no freaking 10 years. Get the hell out of here with that hot garbage. He ain't playing no 10
with
years.
that O-line, it might be 20.
4.
With that O-line, it might be 20.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
4 at best.
But I was going to get David Johnson. Him being injured last year worried me. I wanted a younger back. You know, I don't know. I had to go with my heart, man. Just like you picking Khalil Mack in the 3rd round. Are you kidding me? A defensive player. I mean,
you got to look at stats, though. He scores like a running back. So it's basically like drafting a running back. It's basically the way I looked at it. And he's more consistent because he's been on the field more than most running backs. So
yeah, he doesn't score like most running backs.
He does.
You know,
you have to
not
consistently.
Though. You know,
he does though. The last 2 years, he has scored comparable to a middle of the road to a higher than average running back.
Hey, I'm not complaining, dude. I hope you pick a defensive player next round too. You know what I mean? Just keep picking them.
Listen, I don't need shit out of some guy who picked Ezekiel Elliott in the 1st round. Now, who'd you come back and get? You came back and grabbed. Hold on. You're coming up soon, so.
Yeah.
You come back and grab Crowell and Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah.
So you grab a Browns running back to back up the guy that's going to be out 6 weeks.
Dude, I had to get a starter. I had to get a starter. You know, what am I going to do? Get a backup to the starter? Am I going to just have Zeke and be screwed for 6 weeks? You know, that ain't going to be cool. So I had to jump quick.
I suppose. Well, if you don't mind, we'll leave you on here live while you make your picks. I don't care if you go silent and have to focus. But
oh no, I know what I'm doing, baby.
Okay, all right, because you're coming up here soon. I don't draft again for a minute, so we'll have you on for a minute. So how do you think?
I'm gonna pick Spencer Ware next.
You're an idiot if you do. But I would love to see it. Go ahead, please draft him. Now I don't like to see anybody get injured, but if somebody's going to get injured, might as well be somebody in our division. So that's all I got to say about it. I'm not cheering, but you know, if it's going to happen, then
I'm not that fortunate. All of our division's healthy, and you'll be playing our division, so I'd be worried about our division too.
I ain't worried about your division.
It's the second best.
I think the Redskins are highly overrated.
I don't know, but the Eagles and the Giants, they have legit teams.
He's probably counting on McFragile.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
count on McFragile. I've counted on him before. He's broke my heart
Yeah.
several seasons in a row.
Well, that's when he was with the Raiders.
Dude,
He's with the
he
real team
still
now.
runs You've seen him run. He runs like he's standing up at attention. And he's got so much body exposed. He takes too many shots to the legs. That's his problem. It's just his freaking running style.
All we needed to do is get 6 yards and 2 downs every time. That's all we have to do.
Andrew Luck. Joe Osborne goes with Andrew Luck. He's off the board. There's a quarterback off the board. Roethlisberger's off the board for James at quarterback. So we got some QBs starting to disappear.
Yeah.
Who are you looking at QB?
Like I'm going to tell you.
You got to have a QB. I went
like
with
I'm
Derek
gonna tell you
Carr.
right now. Like I'm going to tell you right now. Are you kidding
Come
me?
on.
Fucking 3 picks next.
You're a little slow.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a Jedi mind trick. You're a little slow, so, you know.
We'll see. We'll see who's left, and then I'll pick. How's that?
Who are you picking at quarterback? Who are you picking at quarterback? Who are you?
Whoever the Jets quarterback is, I think he's going to be pretty good.
Or Christian Hackenberg. You should pick Christian Hackenberg.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna probably pick him next.
Of course he's taking Dak. Nobody's picked him yet. So if he's there, you know one of these 2 picks is Dak. I bet your sweet ass it is, Corey.
I don't know. We'll see. No, Cam Newton's still up there.
Cam? Nobody wants Cam to build a franchise around.
Phillip Rivers is still up there.
Beaver Street Roar hasn't taken Cam.
Kirk Cousins is still up there. You think he'll have a repeat season?
No, I do not. I think the Redskins are going to suck this season. I do not think he's going to have a repeat season.
They got well, I don't know. Interesting.
Yes. All right, you're about up. We got the Knox Vegas Anarchy. Oh, Pale Horseman's on the board.
Your team is now on the clock.
Oh, there we go. We can even hear the sound. I love it. Your team is now on the clock.
What to do?
All right, here we go. Inside the mind. I can see the hamsters running the wheel.
We will. I'm looking at receivers.
Live inside the room. Seek and destroy.
They got Keenan Allen scoring 140 points this year, and I don't.
You can't look at that. You got to use your own common sense.
Yeah, they can't. You can't look at that at all. And I can't pick Emmanuel Sanders because I already got the primary receiver there.
Well, Cam Newton. Kevin took Cam Newton 2 picks ago, so he's off the board. We were just talking about him. He's gone.
Okay, Allen Robinson, welcome to the team.
Your team is now on the clock.
Allen Robinson, that's a solid pick. He's all right. Jacksonville, though, the guy's throwing him the balls who worries me about that guy.
Yeah, and let's see here.
Julian Edelman. You should take Julian Edelman.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that right now.
Him or Spencer Ware?
Rookie of the year, welcome to my board.
Rookie of the year. Dak Prescott. There's a freaking shocker. There's a shocker. All right, so you took both your boys. You got both your boys to build your team from. So it's not a shocker. Corey,
Nope.
correct, 100%.
Well, Corey, like everybody knows, you ain't going to be gunning for Rodgers. Are you kidding me?
Aaron Rodgers is gone. He's gone.
No, but Corey's in the
you-
AFC.
Rodgers,
Corey's in the
somebody
AFC with the
drafted
first.
him already. Oh, yeah, I'm
Or in the
sorry.
NFC.
No, he hadn't drafted yet. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He's in the other
But
draft.
anyways, but
Yeah,
you know
we
what?
know he's taking
It's-
Aaron Rodgers. Or he's going to take Johnson. I think he might take Johnson.
Yeah, he
I
probably
see.
will. But the only person that can relate to my situation is Matt, because last year,
See?
remember,
I called
Bell
him.
had,
David Johnson.
but Bell had that 4-game suspension, and he kind of had a rough time the first 4 games, and then he took off. I hope that happens with me.
Let's see. I'm looking at my board here. So I've got, man, it's such a long draft with 19 rounds. Such a long draft. But each one of these picks are very important. I'm going to comb over
You know what I got on my side though? I know that my running back's going to be healthy halfway through the season.
I love how my wife keeps popping in and her poos are growing. Her poos are multiplying. She loves fantasy football season. It's her favorite.
Where's that baby at? He better be sleeping.
I'm going to drop you out and pull my wife in for an interview. She'll love that. She'll have lots of things to say. Let's see. Who's up? King Salami's on the board. King Salami's on the board. Abdullah's off the board. I thought he was going to be all right. I had drafted him when he was a rookie, but he was just he was too beat up, man. He just couldn't stay healthy. We lost T-Well's feed there. Johnsonville Brats are on the board. All right. There may be a dinner break here soon. Let's see. I am coming up here soon. Stone Ponies are back on the board. Richard takes Golden Tate. Perkins running back to Brian. Stone Ponies. I'm interested to see who Ryan's going to take. I know, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? No, you won, Matt. Matt is the new 2017 League VP. Matt Herron, owner of Beaver Street Roar. I have no idea, but it smells freaking good, Jukebox. I have no idea. It smells delicious. But if I'm going to give you 4 hours plus of freaking draft coverage here, because we got to cover the NFC draft too, I am going to need to eat sometime in the middle of this. So, let's see, who do we take? Rudolph, tight end. Interesting pick. You do need a tight end, and there are only so many top tight ends out there. I am coming around here to, my pick's coming back around here. And I'm liking what I got. I got guys on my draft board still there as I'm only 6 picks out. That's funny. Great. My kids are rats. Sanu. Diggs off the board. Beaver Street Roar. Who did he take? Who did Beaver Street Roar take? Beaver Street Roar takes Kirk Cousins. I'm not high on Kirk Cousins this season. I don't think he's going to be that stellar. All right, we got the champ, then the big dog, and then myself and Stinky Pinky. Take up the next 4 picks after that. Stinky Pinky has the back-to-back picks, because we were at the bottom of the order here. Big dog, who's he going to take? He's building a team. I have to go skip through the teams here. Start looking and seeing who I think is really put together something. Who's looking good with their first picks. Alrighty, I am on the board. And my draft board is exactly how I wanted to see it. At this point. I had this guy last season. He was money in the bank, and I think he's going to be money in the bank this season. I don't even need to wait. I drafted Delanie Walker, tight end, Tennessee Titans. We are in the 5th round, starting the 6th round. We are on the last pick of the 5th round. Stinky Pinky takes Bosa. Grabbing some defensive action. Starting to think, I think it's smart to take some of these top defensive guys, these high-scoring defensive guys early. Some of you guys are undervaluing defense. Should have done your homework. And Stinky Pinky is looking at his second one here. Who's his back? Gonna double it up here. And I am on the clock. Stinky Pinky goes with Crowder, wide receiver from Washington. I'm sticking with my theme on defense and selecting J.J. Watt to couple with Khalil Mack as my defensive juggernaut of the Silver and Black Attack. So I went with Delanie Walker and J.J. Watt as my next pair. All right, the draft's going to keep rolling. Keep the feed on. I'm not going to stop it, but I am going to take a brief intermission. I'm going to keep the feed rolling. Draft's obviously going to keep rolling. I don't pick again for a minute, so this is a perfect opportunity here. So I will join you in just a minute. We are currently in the 6th round of the Hardcore Challenge AFC 2017 draft. All right, what's up? I'm back. Sorry for the minor interlude there, but you know, freaking 4 hours of coverage I ain't got to fill in here, so I don't want to kill the stream because I'd just like to be able to post this all as one feed when it's done. Oh, looks like my draft queue is empty. I have one guy left in my queue. Woo! Guy better go. Oh, Deshaun Jackson went. He was on my board. Who took Spencer Ware, running back for Kansas City? James. James, I hope you're watching the news, and I hope you plan on putting him in your IR box. Everybody has one IR position. You can draft a guy in IR, I don't care. But they have to be listed in IR by the NFL, not PUP, not suspended for something else. IR. They have to be listed on IR by the NFL. If you only have one spot that you can use, and that guy has to be listed on IR. So you can draft a guy on IR if you so choose. Want to waste one of your draft picks on a guy, that's fine. It's your prerogative. Whatever your strategy is, I'm not going to kill your strategy. But they have to be listed on IR, not PUP, not suspended for smoking weed. Nothing. IR. Nearing in, closing in on the first hour here of the draft. Closing in towards the end of round 6. Any of the owners out there? Let's see. We've got Mikey T-Well. Tom Mandick could join. Stinky Pinky could join. Matt Keep can join. Ryan Stone can join. James Stidham can join. Joe Dodinsky can join. All of those owners have the capability of joining the show via video. So I can send you an invite if you would like to join the show. Simply say, please, throw something up in the comments, and I can send you a video invite. All you have to do is turn your handheld device horizontally sideways and then hit accept, and you can join the show via split screen as T-Well did earlier. So any of the owners that would like to join that are out there watching, if you would like to join the show via video, more than welcome to do so. So would like to have a couple of the other owners on. Let's see where we're at here. Jadeveon Clowney off the board. Danny Woodhead off the board. Kelly Pozlowski. We're getting some Luke Kuechly off the board. Starting to see a lot of defensive guys getting pulled off the board here. I'm still building my front line. Happy with what I've got thus far going. Really like my defense with Watt and Khalil Mack. Really like that combination. Well, Zeke and Destroy is on the board here. They're back-to-back picks again. He takes Henry, tight end. Chargers. And who's he going to go with the second? Who's he going to go with the second? He goes with Eddie Lacy. Cheeseburger. He goes with Cheeseburger for his second pick. All of my players are off of my queue. Wow. Better start looking. Don't mind me. I'm scrolling through the talent here. The poop is growing. There's still some solid talent out here, though. Still some solid talent. I wonder who's going to take Edelman. Let's see here. It's very interesting what you've got left. Just looking across the board of who's left. It's very interesting who's left here. You start looking at quarterbacks. You got Matt Stafford still left out there. Phillip Rivers, Carson Palmer. Nobody wants to take a flyer on Cutler? Come on. Cutler. Nobody wants Cutler to lead your team into the future? Nobody wants a Jamal Charles? Come on. He's somebody you can really rely on. My pick's coming up here soon. Pick is coming up here soon. Let's see. So I've got some guys up in my queue. I've got currently 5 guys up in my queue as I'm about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 out, 9 so out. So I've got guys in my queue, 5 of them currently, as I'm looking at these 5 filling my slots here for my 2 picks. Although I think I might add 1 or 2 more. Guys from this other position. All right. Seven guys in my queue. Nobody's taking any of these guys here as I'm coming down the stretch. Who took Edelman? Oh, who the hell took Edelman? Stone, did you take Edelman? You do realize he just breaking news and he's out for the season, right? So you can put him in your IR spot. Bennett's off the board. I'm still liking who I've got coming in here. But I got a feeling Stinky Pinky's going to be the one that I'm worried about reaping my guys off my queue right as I'm trying to take them. Because I got to be strategic because I got to pick and then Stinky Pinky grabs 2 before I pick again. So I got to kind of think what, he'll pick because I don't want him stealing right out of my hand. So if I would have took the other guy before the other guy, then I would have got both the guys I wanted. And that's kind of my big concern when it gets close there. Eifert's off the board. He could be good. I've drafted him before, and he's disappointed me, but he has had some flashes. It's just not terribly consistent, so. Let's see. I'm liking my team so far. I really like my team so far. Everything that I've wanted thus far, I've gotten. Very happy with my team thus far. Oh, the guy I want next is still on my board, and I'm very happy about it. Very happy about it. Oh, and you took him right before me. James, you son of a... Took the guy right off my board that I was going to take with that pick. You dirty sucker, you. Drafting James White, running back, New England Patriots. That's who I'm going with. Let's see. Stinky Pinky's on the clock with his double pick here. Interested to see who he's going to take. His pick's going to obviously determine probably who I'm picking. Then I'm going to be waiting a while. He takes Ebron, tight end from Detroit, and Wagner, linebacker from Seattle, and that puts me on the clock. And I am going to go with Derrick Henry, running back from Tennessee. One of the double running backs at this one right here. So I'm going to step away for a short break. Be back with you shortly. We'll leave the stream up. We'll be back shortly with some more Hardcore Challenge Live draft coverage. What's up, everyone? What's up? Welcome back. Live coverage of Hardcore Challenge Live. 2017 draft. Let's see where we're at here. We are still in the 8th round. Getting ready to start the 9th round here shortly. Roll through the 8th round there fairly quick. So got 3 guys on my queue, so that's solid. Latavius Murray is now off. Charles Sims, running back for tight end, taken by Kent. Chris Hogan, wide receiver, taken by Matt. Let's see here. Just kind of scrolling through here, seeing who my fill out the rest of my team with. So I'm sure the rest of you are doing as well. Keeping up. And let's take a quick peek out. Since I've got a minute before it gets back to me, I want to take a quick peek out. And let's jump. I want to jump and I want to look at some of the new owners' teams and see how they're doing with their draft. So let's take a look at the Stoned Ponies. Ryan Stone, new owner to the league. See how Ryan's doing thus far. Looks like he's rolling with quarterback Marcus Mariota. He's got Beast Mode and Hyde at the running back positions. AJ Green and Julian Edelman are his wide receivers. Now, obviously, Edelman tearing a ligament and going to be out for the season. It's probably not. So that guy's going to be his IR, so you can't even count him. He's got Rudolph, tight end to Minnesota. Groskowski, kicker. Already drafted a kicker, which is odd. And Puzzlowski at linebacker. So, little all over the place there. Little all over the place there for the Stone Ponies. I like his pick at his Mariota and Green as a solid wide receiver, but the drafting of Edelman and taking a kicker already leaves you asking, what the hell is this guy thinking? So, there's one of our new owners. He's gonna have to figure it out a little bit. Let's take a look at the All-Pro Afro. Oh, we got Mikey here with his back-to-back picks again. As Zeke and Destroy is on the clock with the back-to-back picks. So let's wait and see what he picks, and then we're gonna take a look at the All-Pro Afro. Joe Osbrink, another new owner, and see how how his team's shaking out. First pick by Mikey is Kenny Stills, wide receiver from Miami. Fair pick. Can't say anything bad about that. It's a solid pick. Let's see who's going to take with the second pick. Second pick, he takes the Broncos D. The Donkeys D. Okay. All right, so looking at Osprey, who's stepping into was the toughest decision in the league last season, although it's been a little dissected and split up because of the conferences. The three of the top teams in it are still remain, as though the Renegade Misfits and Joe Dodinsky, whose now team, his name is Average Joe, has left. Still, the Beaver Street Roar, Zeke and Destroy, and the Silver and Black Attack remain. So he's stepping into a tough decision. Rolling with the quarterback of Andrew Luck. Melvin Gordon and Dalvin Cook at the running back positions. T.Y. Hilton and Diggs at the wide receiver. Eifert at tight end. Deshaun Jackson at the flex. That's not a bad, solid team. That's not a bad team. It's not a bad team. So Mr. Dudinsky would like to know who I drafted. Well, I will tell you. Let's look at the Silver and Black Attacks draft thus far. Quarterback, Derek Carr, my number 1 overall pick, who will lead the Silver and Black Attack into the future. Running backs, Telvin Coleman and James White. Tevin Coleman of Atlanta, James White of New England. Wide receiver, my 1-2 pick was my AC/DC connection with Amari Cooper. So I get the 1-2 punch every time Carr throws it to Coop. Delaney Walker is my tight end. Derrick Henry is my flex at my 3rd running back position. Khalil Mack and J.J. Watt are the 2 defensive guys I've drafted so far. I feel I have a strong defense and a strong offense, and I think Gary is wrong. I'm winning the South. Dirty South is coming back into the hands. Silver and Black Attack. I won the Dirty South in 2010, 2011, and 2014. It's time for a resurgence in 2017. This will be the rebuild. This is the resurgence. This is my draft went exactly how I wanted it to go thus far. I got J.J. Watt and I got Khalil Mack. I wanted both of them. And they're going to, the 2 of them together, the 1-2 punch of AC/DC, Amari Cooper and Derek Carr, double dipping. Got his number 1. I love having the number 1 wide receiver of my quarterback. And both notoriously stay healthy. Tevin Coleman. My running backs are both a little bit of a gamble. Tevin Coleman and James White. Both had big years last year, but they're both a gamble coming in this year. And the running back is always a tough position. But I grabbed Derrick Henry too. This is what everybody says. My team's the shit. My team's the shit. Until after week 1, and then everybody's making waiver moves like, oh my God, what did I do? Oh my God. Everybody's team's the greatest until week 1. That's fantasy football. I love the fact that all 16 owners are still currently signed in. That is fabulous. That's why we're the Hardcore Challenge. Everybody's active. Everybody's here. All 16 owners are currently logged in the draft room. That's good stuff right there. Vikings defense comes off the board. I'm coming up here to my picks. I still got 3 of my guys in my queue. So I'm liking my chances of possibly getting who I want again. Let's see, just kind of looking over the board here. Seeing who I got out there. Got a double dipper coming here soon. Oh, whatever. Till week 8. Get out of here with your nonsense. You're waiting until your real team till week 8. You're in trouble. What other new owners do we have here? We got the Brady Bunch. Let's take a look at the Brady Bunch. He's got Matt Stafford at quarterback. Powell and David Johnson at running back. Or excuse me, not David Johnson, Duke Johnson, Cleveland running back. Has Julio Jones and Hopkins at the wide receivers and Gronk at the tight end position. Texans defense, Sue and Clowney as defensive individual players. That is a pretty solid team as well. Pretty solid team as well. We have the new VP in the house, Mr. Matt Herron. Congratulations for pulling down the MVP. Or the VP MVP. You ain't no MVP. You should probably pick another receiver. That was a bad move there, Mr. Stone. You should have done your homework a little bit there before draft day and checked on the games and anybody that got injured yesterday. All right, I'm one away from my next pick. Round 9 is wrapping up. I'm second to the last pick. And Stinky Pinky gets the back-to-back as we start round 10. Picking week. Get out of here. My draft board has went just how I've wanted it to go thus far, so I'm very happy with the way things are looking. Let's see. As soon as the big dog makes his pick, I'm up and I am on the clock. Here we go. Let's see. My team. Pull up my team here. It has 4 Raiders. Yeah, it's got Amari Cooper, Derek Carr, and Khalil Mack. It's got 3 Raiders. And the 3 best guys on the team. It's obviously a playoff team. It's a top-tier team. This guy took me to the Super Bowl the last time I went. I'm going to draft him once again. I'm going to hope for a little juice. How's the Champs team looking? I want to take a look. Gary's got a point. I wonder what the Champs doing. We know this guy knows what he's doing. He's proven it. He's only 2-time champ. Stinky Pinky. Goes White, wide receiver Bears. Thompson, running back. Redskins, and I'm back on the clock. Here we go. I'm taking Jared Cook, tight end, Oakland Raiders. There's your 4th. Those were the ones I wanted, and I got all the ones I wanted. So, those were the ones I wanted. All the top players, the positions I think are going to really score big this year for the Raiders, and I got all of them. So I'm happy with that. Looking at the champ, who's got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Gurley and Hunt at running back, Devonta Adams, Martavius Bryant, Doyle from Indianapolis at tight end. His flex is Martin, Doug Martin. Defensive back, Collins from the Giants, Parker, and Witten on the bench currently. That's a pretty solid team. The champ obviously knows what he's doing. So I'm not going to be picking again here for a while. So I'm going to have to look at my board here and see who I'm missing. What do I need to do here? Tom takes Witten off the board. Kent takes Cutler. Now it's going to start to get interesting. You're going to see some guys start to roll through some picks here. Let's see. I'm really needing another guy at that position. That's for sure. So I'm going to have a double dipper when it comes back around here. The talent's looking slim at some positions when you start to look through here. Talent is looking slim at some of these positions when you start to look through here. Looking very slim. Julius Thomas, tight end, off the board to Matt. Let's see. It's getting interesting when you start looking around here. Getting very interesting. So I'm not going to pick for a minute here. Let's take another short break, and I will keep the stream going, and we'll join you all again momentarily. everybody. I'm back. Looks like my pick's getting closer here. Still got guys in my queue. How we doing? Yes, it was 4-2. So shut up. Cook. I did take Jared Cook. Now I got my eyes set on closing out a part of my team here. Looks like those guys, I would suspect those guys will still be there when I need them. Just trying to fill in my starters here. Got to get them number ones locked down. I went heavy in running back, which could, I'll be able to turn those guys into other positions later once I figure out who's going to be my strong guys. But I wanted to have a little more option than I've had the last couple seasons at running back. So I went a little heavy at running back. So we'll see how that works out. So let's take a quick look at the Beaver Street Roar Super Bowl Hardcore Challenge, Hardcore Bowl 8 participant from last season. Josh Gordon can't put down the pipe long enough to be back. That's for sure. He got to put down the pipe. So he's got Kirk Cousins at quarterback, McCaffrey, Gillislee at running back, Thomas and Watkins. Boy. He's got McFragile, got Kuechly, Hogan. I don't know. I think the Beaver Street Roar looks a little suspect if you look at that team to me. What do you think? What do you think, guys? You go look at the Beaver Street Roar's team. I think he's looking a little suspect. I don't know about that. That team's don't look quite as powerful as it usually is. I kind of like the looks of that. The team looks a little suspect there, Matt. I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be who you... Man, you're rolling with Kirk Cousins at quarterback right now? I hope you got another trick up your sleeve because, man, I want to build my team around Kirk Cousins. I wanted to make sure I had one of my keepers was my quarterback. That's what I was drafting. I drafted my team of the future with the first overall pick. Call me a homer if you want, but Derek Carr was in the MVP candidate deep into the season last season, and he's high on the list of candidates for this season. He's had an unbelievable quarterback rating and statistics through the preseason of this year, and he's looking great. So, no, the Beaver Street Roar is not looking good, Gary. That's a suspect-looking team. I was kind of shocked to go look at that and see that, it's a little shocking to me. Wonder who he picks with this next pick. Let's take a look at Gary's team. Gary isn't drafting yet. Gary drafts next draft. Gary doesn't have a team in the AFC. He's in the NFC. Let's see. Another new owner. Let's check out another new owner. Brett Marsh, the Bleeding Green. Phillip Rivers, Frank Gore, and Abdullah at running back. Antonio Brown and Cooks at wide receiver. That's a freaking 1-2 punch there. Antonio Brown and Cooks with Brady thrown to him. Hooper at tight end from Atlanta. Baldwin at the flex. Adrian Peterson on his bench. Riddick on his bench. Tyrod Taylor and Eric Decker on his bench. That's not a terrible looking team for the Bleeding Green. All right. So Matt, Beaver Street Roar grabs his defensive lineman. All right, and the big dog's up. I'm one pick away here. James is on the board. See who he picks. Tom takes Ogletree. Kent takes Gates. Antonio Gates. Gates is getting old, but he could still possibly put up some points. All right. Up next here. I am on the clock. I had him last year, and I'm going to take him again. I think he may be a little better this year. Tavon Austin. I'm going to give him a shot for the Lambs. I needed another wide receiver. He's versatile, and he does have big plays, but we'll see. So that's a question mark pick there. That's one of them I'm reaching on. That's a reacher. Tavon Austin, I had him last season. I'm back on the board, back on the clock. Let's see. Derek Johnson, linebacker, Kansas City. Both positions that I needed. My defense is filling out nicely. J.J. Watt, Khalil Mack, Derek Johnson. Gotta like that. That's a solid D right there. It's a solid D. Projected 107 points in 17. Scored 93 fantasy points in 2016. 1 sack, 1 interception, 70 tackles. Get a solid year. And I hope he has a solid year this year, just not when the Raiders play them. So that takes me out for a while. So let's take a look. Who we got? Now we'll have the NFC draft starting in just barely over 20 minutes. The NFC draft kicks off. So we're going to have those guys coming online. Actually, let me go look, and I'm sure their league is now on. Line as well. All right, the NFC. Is now also live. Their draft room is open as well. So now we've got both draft rooms open. Things are about to get interesting here. We'll see what goes on the other side. Post it so everybody knows. So everybody knows the draft room is open. Alrighty, so here we go. We've got the NFC draft. 18 minutes, 16 seconds away. We've got the AFC draft in round 12. Curious to see who is going to be the number 1 overall pick. Let's see here. "17 minutes till the NFC draft starts. AFC draft still underway. So we are in the 12th round, nearing the end of the 12th round. Let's see. Let me look at my board, see who I'm still needing to plug in position-wise. Like what I'm seeing thus far. I've not filled my bench, filling in my starters still. I have grabbed some depth at running back. Grabbed depth at running back and tight end thus far. Because I don't plan to go with 3 running backs. I'll probably go with 3 wide receivers. Or if Cook's hitting, I could go with 2 tight end set with Delanie Walker and Jared Cook. So I have some options there with what I've currently got. You know, of course, when you're looking at it, you're looking at everybody as 100% healthy, which you don't know that that's going to be the case. Let's see. I'm interested to see who Corey's going to take. He says it's going to be the running back out of Arizona, which isn't a big shocker. I would still say I wouldn't be surprised if he takes Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised at all to see him take Aaron Rodgers. So let's see. I need to throw some guys up in my queue here, so let me take just a second. I need to throw a couple guys up in my queue who I to pick from when it comes back around here. Yeah, I don't believe you, Corey. You're trying to be smarty. Try to play mind games with me. It's like I don't know who you're gonna pick. I don't believe you. I'm just a little leery of taking that guy with my first overall pick. I would be, because he's coming off an ACL. That's the only would concern me a little bit. All right, let's get over to the NFC. This looks like everybody is logging in. Everybody is logging in. Most teams have logged in. Got a few that have not, but they got 13 minutes yet. So 13 minutes to go. So the NFC is gearing up. Just under 13 minutes till their draft starts. So we'll see who the first overall pick is off the board in the NFC. Let's see. We're moving down in the 13th round here. We're getting into the late rounds here in the AFC draft. Moving along here. Oh, I want to see who the Stone Ponies take. Takes Blake Bortles, starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think Did you go look at Matt's roster? Matt's roster is suspect. The Beaver Street Roar is suspect. I don't know about. I don't know what I think about the Beaver Street Roar. Osbrink, let's go look at his. Looking at my division rivals here, the All-Pro Afro. I don't know. His is a little questionable. Andrew Luck, I don't know, but he's got a fairly well-rounded team. Eifert's solid. I like his running backs. I was actually going to take Dalvin Cook. But, yeah, the Beaver Street Roar. Matt Herron. I don't know. Questioning your team. Not looking strong. Not looking strong. So the NFC is getting ready to kick off here shortly. Just over 10 minutes before the NFC draft begins. So, let's see. The Beaver Street Roar, who did they take? Let's see if they take the Giants defense. All right, well, you need a defense, so, I mean, it is what it is. All right, I'm looking at two positions when I'm coming up here, and my pick's coming up quick. Big Dog James back on the board again. Another Cowboys fan. How do we let another Cowboys fan in? That must have been some slip in security. I am up next. On the clock next. I'm on the clock. I'm taking rookie wide receiver John Ross, Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals. Get ready, Willie. Draft time's in 9 minutes for the NFC. NFC draft is starting in just over 8 minutes. AFC draft is finishing round 13, getting ready to start round 14. As Stinky Pinky is on the clock with back-to-back picks again. And then I am up again, and then we are right as I in the second pick in 14th round. Stinky Pinky's on the clock. Oh, shut up with your Cowboy Nation. There's no such damn thing. You can be America's team, but you're not the Cowboy Nation. There's only one nation, and that's the Raider Nation. Come on now. You know better. All right, Stinky Pinky's clock ticking down, and he takes Jones, defensive back out of Miami. Got to fill that defense. If you address it early or address it late, you gotta address it. Studying hard here for the second pick. I know where I'm going. I would be shocked if Stinky Pinky takes my pick. You shut up. I don't need your mouth. Stinky Pinky's taking her down to the wire, and he makes a pick. As he takes Williams, wide receiver from the one with the back issues. Interesting pick. I am taking the man who's going to cover my bye week and could possibly be some serious trade bait, because I believe Deshaun Watson will be the starter in Houston by the time the bye week comes around for Derek Carr. So I'm taking Deshaun Watson, rookie quarterback for the Texans. That will take me off the clock for a little bit there. And let's see here. 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes until the NFC draft kicks off. As everybody is logging on, we're only missing a couple. I see that. There was a couple in the other draft too, till right at the end. All righty. If you're not in your draft, you better get in there soon. We got three owners still are not logged in with 3 minutes out. I know people took kickers early, way early. Stone was one of them. He's still feeling it out though. we're still rolling through here in the 14th round, the AFC. Getting ready for the NFC. 3 minutes out here in the NFC. Let's start taking a look at it. We got Corey, Knoxville Assassins with the 2nd pick, Vandalay Industries with the 3rd, I Am Groot with the 4th, and Average Joe with the 5th. There's your top 5 picks. Let's see. Just over 2 minutes left. AFC Draft. King Salami is on the board. So almost all the owners are still alive, still picking here late in the draft. These late rounds are important. These are when I make some of my best pick. I mean, I just got Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson could end up being, I mean, come on, you guys know my drill. It's no secret. I like to take a hot rookie quarterback every season, and I got it again. They end up being great draft or great trade bait later when somebody's lost a quarterback and then they're the hot young guy out there. So I was very happy to grab Deshaun Watson to fill in as my backup because I'm not concerned about Carr. I'm rolling with Carr for this season. He's my guy, and I'm rolling with him. He's solid. Let's see. Let's jump over, take a look. NFC's a minute 22 out. So the draft is starting. Minute 22 out as the draft is starting. The Pack Attack is back. Has the number 1 overall pick. Knoxville Assassins with the 2nd overall pick, formerly Oski Assassins. Don't think they left. They're still a juggernaut in the league. Oski Assassins. Them and I'm thinking Arby's were historically ranked as number 1 and number 2 historically in the Hardcore Challenge. So I see. Got 30 seconds left. We're going to see who the first pick in the NFC is. First pick in the AFC was a shocker as Zeke and Destroy still took Ezekiel Elliott with the 1st overall pick. Picked a guy who's going to be out half of your fantasy season, possibly, right out of the gate. That's just insanity, but whatever. He thinks he knows what he's doing. He's picking him for the future. I think he's crazy. I guess we'll see who's right eventually. Matt Herron, we're clowning on your team. We're looking at the Beaver Street Roar, and the Beaver Street Roar looks soft. The Beaver Street Roar looks soft. David Johnson, running back from Arizona. First pick off the board. Le'Veon Bell goes number 2 off the board to Knoxville Assassins, formerly Oski Assassins. I think we're going to have Matt Herron on to talk about his team since we're winding down to the AFC draft. Odell Beckham Jr. is taken 3rd overall by Vandalay Industries. Mo, you're still not logged in the draft client. Your draft pick's rolling up on you. Aaron Rodgers off the board. Dudinsky takes Aaron Rodgers with his first overall pick. Goes quarterback. Quarterback early. As we see Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, and Aaron Rodgers round out the top 5. Zach takes LaShawn McCoy. Byron Brian, excuse me. Jeez, can't read tonight. Brian takes Antonio Brown. Dude, they're rolling off. Julio Jones. All the ones you expected to go are starting to fly off the NFC board just like they did the AFC board. Got Donkey Punch on the clock here. If you happen to see my name with Donkey Punch as a co-owner, it's only because I am at the co-owner just so I can manage the NFC. I'm not actually an owner of that team. I'm not an owner of any team in the NFC conference. I'm just there so that way it gives me an extra owner spot and not to have to take up a team. So if you're curious, that's how I'm governing the NFC. So Donkey Punch is on the clock. Everybody is logged in for the NFC. Full participation from all owners of the league. That is awesome. Full participation. Everybody showed up and was present for the biggest draft in the Hardcore Challenge history. All 32 owners. That is fabulous. And Matt Herron, you shut your mouth. You are the new vice president. You can't be talking such nonsense. Matt Herron is your 2017 league vice president. He will be the man you go to if you got issues. And let's see, round one is winding down. Gordon's off the board. Donkey Punch takes Gordon, running back. Los Angeles Chokers. My pick is coming up here steadily over here. As Bison Broncos are on the board in the AFC. Check my needs here. Still needing a starting defensive back. Not 100% happy with my depth at wide receiver. Like my depth at quarterback, my depth at tight end, and my depth at running back. Not thrilled with my depth at wide receiver. So I think I will address that in my defensive back probably with these next two picks. Possibly. Big Dog's on the board. Yes, he did stick with his word. He took Johnson with the first pick. Aaron Rodgers actually came off the 5th overall pick. Your top 10 was Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Odell Beckham, Mike Evans, Aaron Rodgers, LaShawn McCoy, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Melvin Gordon, and DeMarco Murray. That was your top 10 draft picks in the NFC. Let's see. The Big Dog's making his pick, and then I am up. Get almost bang-to-bang picks here. After I make my pick, we are going to go to Matt Herron, new vice president of the league. And ask him about his suspect team. His team looks a little suspect as a team who's typically a powerhouse in the I am taking Sterling Shepard, wide receiver, New York Giants. Now Stinky Pinky gets back-to-back picks here. At the end of the 15th, beginning of the 16th round in the AFC. In the NFC, we're rounding out the first round. Scott Bush takes A.J. Green first overall pick. Mo Howard, running back. Kristen takes DC. Same guy that I picked. I picked him at the 15th pick. She takes him with the 16th. I took Derek Carr as well in the first round. So that rounds out your first round. Just a second, I'm getting ready to be on the clock, and then I will run you through the first round picks for the NFC. As soon as I'm getting ready to get on the board, I know who I'm going with. Stinky Pinky's finishing out his second pick. Let's jump back over to the NFC board. NFC board is Donkey Punch. Let's see, I am on the clock. And I am taking Janoris Jenkins, defensive back, the New York Football Giants. That's who I'm going with. So, let's do a quick rundown of the first round picks. What just happened? Hold on. Jump back in here right quick. Do a quick rundown of the first round picks here in the NFC, and then we're going to jump on with Matt Herron, owner of the Beaver Street Roar. Number 1 overall pick, Dave Johnson. Number 2, Le'Veon Bell. Number 3, Odell Beckham. Number 4, Mike Evans. Number 5, Aaron Rodgers. Number 6, LaShawn McCoy. Number 7, Antonio Brown. Number 8, Julio Jones. Number 9, Melvin Gordon. And number 10, DeMarco Murray. Number 11 was Tom Brady. Number 12, Amari Cooper. Number 13, Devonta Freeman. Number 14, A.J. Green. Number 5, Howard, running back, Chicago. And number 16, Derek Carr, quarterback, Oakland Raiders. So let's pull up the roster of the Beaver Street Roar. And we're going to invite in our newly crowned league vice president, Mr. Matt Herron. Listen, don't make me block Cuckoo from the show. Hello, hello, our new VP, Matt Herron, owner of the Beaver Street Roar.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody in the hardcore channel. Looking forward to a fantastic year this year. The pinnacle of fantasy football, and yeah, I'm happy to be part of it. I'm happy that you guys voted for me. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Hardcore Challenge in this format in Las Vegas when we draft live together in the same room, as many owners as possible. That's my main goal right there, to have as many of us as possible in the same room drafting. It hasn't been done before. This draft has always been online. It'll still be online, but I want to look across the table and I want to see Stinky Pinky. I want to see King Salami and everybody else. Of course, the Silver and Black Attack or the Mac Attack, whatever you guys are now.
The Silver and Black Attack. Thank you. We're back.
Okay.
We made one little diversion for one season, but we're back. And we're here to take the Dirty South. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at your team. You're looking a little suspect. There, Beaver Street Roar. So it looks a little suspect.
Right on, right on. I'm glad you guys think I'm suspect. You go ahead. In fact, I'm a cupcake. Take it. I'm soft. You know, in fact, you don't even have to play your starters against me. That's how
I
sorry
don't know
my
about
team
that.
is.
I'm not going that far.
No, really. No, really. My team is soft. It's suspect. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We have to play fairly early because I know the division schedule is early out of the gate. So I wonder when we play here. Let me look up schedule. See when we are my team. And actually, I play you in week 2.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, no, that's just fine. I mean, you might wonder about my first round pick, which was Christian McCaffrey. He's going to be the Swiss Army knife of the Carolina Panthers. Guy's going to catch the ball. He's going to return punts. He's going to do a whole lot. He's going to line up in the slot. He hasn't even just had him, running just running back drills. That guy has literally been all over the field. And you know what? I will soak up all those points.
Well,
and
I'm not
rookie.
surprised because obviously on our other show, I knew you're high on Christian McCaffrey. So I'm not surprised that you went for Christian McCaffrey. I would have, if he was still there, I would have probably snatched him up too. So.
Oh, okay. So, Mike Gillislee, my other running back.
And
he's terrible.
Your feed and your video is crystal clear. So I don't know what the hell you did, but you need to do that again.
I have no idea what I did either. It's just not Monday or Wednesday or something. I have no idea.
You got me.
Sorry. I started this draft actually while at another draft. So I got to plug in my computer real quick before I lose power.
That's how.
Anyway.
It's that time of year. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
It's fantasy football time.
Well,
so let's take a quick look over at the NFC. They're
okay.
They're into the second round now. Somebody already took Marshawn Lynch. Kristen goes Raiders. She had the back-to-back pick with the last pick. She goes Derek Carr, Marshawn Lynch. Wow. She's a closet Raider fan there.
Too many eggs from the same chicken in that basket.
Well, I actually drafted 4 Raiders, which is very unusual for me. But it just happens to be the Raiders are one of the top teams, and I see these 4 guys as being top guys statistically, regardless of the fact they're on the same team. Amari Cooper and Derek Carr is a 1-2 punch. I grabbed Jared Cook because I think he's going to be solid at tight end. And Khalil Mack's going to put up stats on defense. So I'm happy with those 4 guys.
Yeah, my super soft team has the best linebacker core in the league, for the record.
I got J.J. Watt and Khalil Mack.
I got Luke Kuechly and Quan Alexander.
Yeah, that's solid. That's all right. That's good. They're pretty good. That's a pretty good one, too, for linebackers.
Campbell, heard of him?
I've heard of them. My guys are just the last 2 reigning defensive players of the year, you know. That's all. You heard of them? J.J. Watt, Khalil Mack, you know, they're pretty good, too.
Not ringing it well. I know C.J. Watt.
They're pretty good, too. They're not too shabby. It's not too shabby. So let's see. We got, right over in the NFC, we got Corey. He's getting ready to come up with the double pick here at the end of the second and third round. I wonder who he's going to back-to-back with. He went with David Johnson with his first overall pick in the NFC. Just solid.
It's a safe bet.
I think so.
Yeah, his injury wasn't even that serious at the end of last year, so.
Well, I know. I'm just worried about any guy. So he's up now. I'm curious. Let's see who he takes off the board. He goes Matt Ryan, quarterback, Atlanta.
Matty
His
Ice.
first pick. Let's see who his second is.
The one that work underwater. But if I would just sit out with my
He's in deep spot apparently for the second pick.
what am I watching? Does that have Dad doing it on our phone?
Studying.
must have knew who he was going with the quarterback, and the second one must have been the one he was laboring on. And he takes Hyde. Carlos Hyde, running back for San Francisco. So he's got his
San Francisco
quarterback and
might
both
be worse.
his running backs, his first 3 picks.
San Francisco might be the worst team in the league this year.
They may.
Worst.
They may.
They might be.
It's true. Well, he's going to have their running back. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, you are the new vice president. You edged out the other 3 candidates.
Did I?
Yes, you did. So,
Nice. I was dominating in the AFC.
you were. You did not win the NFC. You were actually.
Oh.
Did you? Hold on. No, I don't think you actually won the NFC. Let me go check.
I have no idea.
No, hold on. No, you did not. Joe Dudinski actually won the NFC. You had the least amount of votes in the NFC. But you
Well, how did I win?
you had so many in the AFC that you won.
Boom.
There were
Suckers.
17 votes cast, and because you had such a large margin in the first one, it carried you through the NFC. So yeah, you did not win.
But I obviously got at least 1 vote in the NFC.
You got 1 vote in the NFC, and that was it.
That was it.
But you got 6 votes in the AFC, and the other guys only got 1. So that's where you took it. You got 7. JW and Mikey had 3, and Joe had 4.
So in a sense, it wasn't even close. No, it's all good. No, I'm glad the other guys ran. That's cool. You know, I'm sorry, but there are very few that have bigger dreams for this league than I do. And I'm glad I'm in a position now to try and make some of those happen.
Well, while I have you on, let's take a stroll through the NFC's first picks here and see who the first. Let's look at the quarterbacks taken first. Number 5.
In the first round?
Yes, number 5 off the board. Aaron Rodgers goes to Average Joe, owner Joe Dudinski, who was formerly in the Dirty South. He was They See Me Rollin'. Takes
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers,
Also,
first overall pick, or his first overall pick in the 5th round. Tom Brady,
Yeah.
new owner, takes Tom Brady, the first overall pick of his in the 11th round. His first pick. That's craziness.
well, in the 11th pick.
The 11th pick. His first overall, though.
Yeah.
His first pick,
So,
Tom Brady.
I mean, those are arguably the top 2 quarterbacks in fantasy football. But at the same time, number 5 for Aaron Rodgers, like when Odell Beckham and Julio, I think, were still available.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
Odell Beckham was gone and Mike Evans were gone for wide receiver.
Okay.
But you just still had Julio Jones and Antonio Brown. We're still on the board. So yes, you skipped Antonio Brown and Julio Jones to grab Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. I just drafted Shane Vereen, New York Giant running back.
All right. I must be coming up soon. I am coming up soon here. My team's coming back around. Let's see what I got. What I got to work with. Then we'll jump back to the NFC. So there's a couple other little shockers I wanted to point out and get your thoughts on. Let me set my queue right quick. See who I need. I like my team thus far. Very happy with it. My draft exactly as planned, which does not always happen. So I have
Nice.
myself.
Yeah, your Derek Carr at the end of the first round was a surprise, dude.
Well, I was going Carr Cooper,
really?
so it was I was taking the 2 of them, so it was a package deal. I wanted the quarterback with his number 1. So it was a package.
Yeah,
deal.
I admit I went Kirk Cousins only because I missed out on Marcus Mariota, who I was actually aiming for. I then tried to pick up Terrell Pryor.
I just drafted Adam
But-
Vinatieri. Kicker.
He's still kicking? Yeah, I know he is, but man alive, that guy is old.
He is old, but he's solid. So Jano was gone.
Sure.
He took Jano off.
But as for old kickers, who would you rather have, Vinatieri or Seabass?
I'd rather have Seabass.
Yeah.
But Seabass was gone. Somebody already took him.
Oh, I know.
So,
I went Homer. I went with Matt Prater at kicker. Whatever.
whatever. Yeah, it's nice to have
Kicker.
a freer and kicker. Oh,
Kicker.
let's see. Defense. I got to start looking at defense. Defense is interesting. I'm probably going defense next. That is a head scratcher. A couple guys went kickers way early in the AFC. We'll run back through the AFC here in a second, but some guys went kickers way early in the AFC, which was a shocker too. Like, why do you got to draft a kicker early? Can't think of any damn reason why. You would draft a kicker early. Well, he's got
No.
30 seconds on the clock, and then I'm going to pick, and we'll jump back over. So, who do you think's your strongest pick then? Who's your ace?
My strongest pick? My strongest pick might be Mike Thomas. Wide receiver, New Orleans. Down there with Drew Brees, who wakes up and throws for 5,000 yards. He'll be the number one. He's a second-year player, so expect to see him on my squad for a good long time. You know?
Yeah. Stinky Pinky's running the clock down. He made his pick. Dixon, running back. Baltimore. I had him last year. He was injured too damn much. I went with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Filling my defensive slot. So, we're winding down here. I've got one pick left to fill out my slot, so I'll have to take a peek at that in a second. But let's get back over to the NFC. Let's check them out. Let's go. Let's scroll back up. Now, we said the first quarterback was Aaron Rodgers. Second quarterback was Tom Brady at number 11. And then we even had a third quarterback in the first round. Again, Derek Carr comes off the board in the first round, the 16th pick.
All right. So it sounds like some people are new to fantasy football around here. And the thing is when it comes to quarterback, okay, I admit, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, whatever, okay? But when it comes to straight-up fantasy football, it is – oh, hold up.
Uh-oh. Beaver Street Roars on the clock.
Yeah.
Is this your last pick? No, you've got
Second to last.
You've got one more. You got one more after this one.
Yeah.
I have the second to last pick of the draft. Stinky Pinky has Mr. Irrelevant this season. The final pick of the draft.
Yeah. I'll pick up Giovanni Bernard. Someone might get hurt over there.
Yeah, probably him.
Whatever. He's so deep on my bench.
I went deep at running back. I really tried to go deep at running back this season. But now here's another head scratcher. We're looking at that. You got Carr. She went Carr, Marshawn Lynch with the 16-17. And then
She went Crabtree with the third pick.
and then you see Jameis Winston off the board for Willie, and this is the 20th pick. Jameis Winston.
As good as Jameis Winston is, like, let me finish my point here, okay? All right, you got Aaron Rodgers and you got Tom Brady, and literally you almost have just everyone else. There is so little difference from the number 4 quarterback to the number 18 quarterback, okay? There's so little difference. So, I mean, to go and reach for, famous Jameis there as a 20th overall.
That's a little too much. That might be too much of a homer pick. But, is that what I did with Carr, though? Because he's a Buccaneers fan.
That's true. You got to draft the team you want. And sometimes that pick doesn't always make sense to the general, population, to everyone else, to the mass hive mind that is fantasy football. You got to go with what you want. So I guess, if that's part of their game plan, if they have a game plan and they're like, yeah, I'm going to draft a kicker in the 5th round, I'm going to draft a quarterback in the 1st, and it's all part of my master plan. If that's your master plan, then you go with it. You go with it. As long as you're having fun. As long as you're having fun. Now, I did go a little bit off the, did I really just draft Sammy Watkins?
Yeah, you're crazy, dude. I've got to tell you. Drafted Sammy Watkins, and who's your quarterback, Matt?
Jared Goff.
You're going to go with Goff?
No.
You got Goff?
No, who's my quarterback?
Bradford?
Kirk Cousins.
You got Bradford and Cousins.
You stole Deshaun Watson from me like 2 picks before I was going to pick him, dude.
I'm surprised.
You got him. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I even went and looked, and I was like, ooh, he doesn't have the same bye week. It's perfect. It works out perfect for me because he's the rookie I can use for late trade bait, and he can fill in my 1 bye week because I'm only looking for that 1 bye week.
Boy. Yeah, exactly. So I picked up Sam Bradford to be my backup quarterback. He's safe.
I don't know.
He's safe.
I'm not a
just for 1 week.
fan.
I'm not a Bradford fan either, but he's a starting quarterback, and he will throw the ball at some point in time and get some yards, hopefully a touchdown or 2, and he's a bye week fill-in.
So I broke the seal on defense in the AFC draft with Khalil.
Did you?
With Khalil Mack. I thought there was
What round?
I thought there was a good possibility that was going to be me, but I don't. I'm looking
What
at
round?
the NFC, and nobody has broke the seal thus far on defense yet. Now looking at other quarterbacks, we'll keep rolling through. They've the next quarterback off is the last quarterback of the second round, which was Matt Ryan that Corey took.
He only led the league in touchdowns last year.
Yeah, I mean he's a
Passing touchdowns.
he's not bad.
Nope.
Hold on, and then let's see, where were we? Then you've got Drew Brees and Andrew Luck at 36 and 38.
I have no idea what people have seen in Andrew Luck this year that says I'm going to draft him. I have no idea.
Ryan Stone,
Especially
that's
early.
bad news. You got to look at the bye weeks because now you got to go through and fix it. Because if you got a whole shitload of guys that are out at week 8, you can't just lose week 8. So you're gonna have to go make some moves and do some shaking.
Shake and bake.
So you got to do your research on the fly sometimes. Oh, who'd James take? All right, so think you want Mr. Relevancy? We're in the last round of the AFC draft. We are in the 4th round of the NFC draft. Nobody has picked defense yet. Seal has not been broke on defense. Alrighty. Anything you want to say to the league before I jump off? I'm going to see if I can grab somebody in the NFC who's drafting now.
Sorry, just setting up for my last pick.
I got my last one figured out. If nobody takes it.
Might be me.
You think?
It's possible.
Yes, me. Oh, well, let's wait and see. I'm interested now.
All right.
The draft's about over.
I still
We're
have.
running down the final picks here in the AFC, and then we'll jump over to just full NFC coverage for the rest of the way. I know the waiting is painful, but to take it any less than 90 seconds, you need the 90 seconds sometimes. Because if somebody takes it like a pick or two before you, I'm still looking at all kinds of stuff before I make my pick. So
Yeah, that's what happened with me and Deshaun Watson.
Hey, you're welcome. I thought that was
Uh-huh.
a great pick for me. He fills in a lot of what I like in a backup quarterback. I like getting the rookies. I try to draft a hot rookie every season so I can trade him later. He covers my bye week. I think he's going to be playing by then because it's week 10. He'll be playing by then. So it's perfect.
Who's the third wide receiver for the Raiders?
It'll either be Cordarrelle Patterson or Seth Roberts.
Oh, okay.
Both are decent options. Seth Roberts catches quite a few touchdowns. Cordarrelle Patterson caught a touchdown last night. So,
Yeah.
he looked good.
Yeah, he's a talented guy. He runs back kicks, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he does. He's got a
At least
return against.
he did for Minnesota.
He's got a return against the Raiders, actually. I was there. Let's see. Still no defense taken in the NFC as we are rounding out down to the last 2 picks of the 4th round. And still no defense.
And I just drafted Cordarrelle Patterson.
Did you really?
Yep.
Well, you suck. Just so you said.
Is that who you were picking?
I wasn't going to take him anyway.
Oh.
So there. Ha!
Ha. Whatever, man.
Oh, somebody
Well, to the
took my
league,
pick,
hey,
though.
the DB from Jacksonville?
No. Robert took Amendola a few picks ago. He was who I was going to take, actually.
Oh, did I get that one? Amendola. Yeah, I got him. Oh, man, my team looks suspect. Whatever, dude. Whatever. You know? Like, you guys need to do a little more research before you start talking about whose team is suspect.
Well, I took Seth Roberts. You took Cordarrelle Patterson. I'll take Seth Roberts.
I took Chris Hogan.
Hogan's going to be good. And that's why I was going to go Amendola, because draft has been completed.
That was been completed. I just hit the.
Let's get my team rated, it says. Let's see what it says about my team. Rate my team.
I just did that.
Let's see what it says. Rate my team.
Oh, it's not like a draft grade. It's like you can show your team and people will determine whether or not they think it's good.
Oh, I don't need all that nonsense. What kind of garbage is that? I think he sends you one in your email, though. I think you get a draft grade later, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think you do.
emailed to you or something of that nature. All right, well, it's
Boom.
full NFC here. And Prescott comes off the board at the end of the 2nd round. Corey goes. Bennett, tight end. Green Bay. Golden Tate, wide receiver. Detroit with his 1-2 punch at the end of the 4th, beginning of the 5th. So we're into the 5th round in the NFC. Anything you want to say to the league as the new vice president before you leave us this evening, Mr. Heron?
I'd like to wish both the AFC and the NFC the best of luck. Hope everyone has the year they hope to. Of course, we can't because we can't all be champions. But nonetheless, when we do crown that Super Bowl winner this year, it will be the culmination of a lot of things, a lot of hard work, effort, research, and luck. Yeah, even a little luck. That happens, So, yeah, I'm happy to be the vice president. I will work with the commish here to make sure that we're having the best league we possibly can. I am extremely, that trophy. There it is, all in one piece.
It's got some character to it. That's for damn sure. It's got character all over.
And I one of the things, the one thing I was kind of running on the whole time was this anniversary draft next year of 2018 live in Vegas. I don't know if anyone's ever seen the TV show The League. It's based off of a bunch of guys in a fantasy football league. They kind of inspired me to do that. I think plane tickets, plane trips to Vegas are cheap, and I'll find us a hotel. I'll get us a room where we can actually have the draft because we can't have it in like a hotel room or anything like that. We're going to need an event room, so to speak, and I'll put it all together. I'll make sure I have all this information as quickly as possible so people can start planning. Maybe we have the draft same weekend as this one next year, or maybe we shoot for the holiday weekend next week or next year.
Hmm?
You know what I mean? Next week, next year. That way, yeah, we can actually get together live and draft this league because it's always been online because we've always been so spread out. We're a nationwide plus Canada type league.
Yeah.
We got
North
people
American,
all
and
over
we're
the
a North
country.
American Fantasy Football League, which
Yeah, including Canada up there. But so no, it's really cool, and I think it would be just awesome. It'd be just absolutely awesome if we could get as many of us together. Now there's 32, 33, whatever co-owners, whatever, 32, 33 of us. And if we could get, I don't know, 10 to 15, maybe 20 of us all together, I think it would be a success. And I think, yeah, it's awesome. I hope everyone had fun drafting defensive players because that is the Heron rule. That's what happened
did.
at
I think my J.J. Watt, Khalil Mack 1-2 punch on the defensive side of the ball or stuff championships are made of. So
yeah, I think my Luke Kuechly, Quan Alexander were a 1-2 punch, double linebackers like bookends, all up in the middle, crushing it. So anyway,
we will.
whatever. We all have good teams. They're all great teams right now, and that's my point. They're all great teams right now.
I know.
Every single one of
The
them
week
is a
one,
great team right now.
everybody questions it. Like, damn, what'd I do? Why'd I pick him?
Yeah, I know. I went out on a limb on a few things, but it's all right. It's all right. I know I have at least 2 to 3 offensive players I'm ready to keep for next year right now, and that was the goal of this draft. So
You know what I like? I like that I just went to my team, and there's freaking players in there that I can move around and play with now.
Yeah, D, you heard it. You heard it here first.
Yes, this is probably where she did hear it first.
Right here.
She's like, what?
So,
Yeah. This is Matt's idea. You can yell at him.
yes. Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, it's my idea. Let's make it happen. Come on, league. Let's make it happen.
We got to do something big for 2010. Or for not 2000. It's the 10th
2018.
anniversary. It's the 10th anniversary
Right.
of the league. The Hardcore Bowl 10.
Yeah.
It's, this is 9. And it'll be something awesome. So, all right, well, I'm going to throw you out, and I'm going to go focus on the NFC for a while. So,
Cool. Thanks again. Let's have fun. Good luck to everyone. Yeah. Dirty South is mine.
we'll see about that. There's our new league vice president. All righty, the AFC draft is now closed out. Let's jump over to the NFC. Let's focus in on that as they are now into round 5. Let's take a look at some of our new owners' teams. Let's take a look at Ghostman, one of my co-workers, Mr. Scott Bush. Looks like he's going with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. Joseph Ajayi at running back, AJ Green, and Terrell Pryor at the 1 and 2 at wide receiver. Interesting pickup. So, it's interesting to see how the start of his team is coming around. Let's take a look at some of the other new teams. Let's take a look at Craig's team. Tom Brady, Abdullah, running back, wide receiver Baldwin, and Keenan Allen. Interesting. Let's see. Round 5. We're rolling through round 5. You're getting down close to round 6. Gonna have Mamba Jason here. Kristen, one of our female owners. Only 2 female owners in the league. And they so happen to face off in round 1. The only 2 female owners in the entire league, and they face off in round 1. It's interesting. Possible game of the week, maybe? Maybe. Be interesting. I'm looking at that game and the game between Stinky Pinky and Tama Tears in the AFC, as those two are bitter rivals, have battled for the division crown like 3 years in a row now, come down to the wire. And it's come down to head-to-head with those two. And after another tight finish last season, they start out playing in week 1. So there's another possible game of the week for you. Crabtree comes off the board to Craig. Ertz off the board to Gary. You got the Bandits up here. Willie, who surprisingly took Jameis Winston awful early. On the clock, Mr. Bush. Let's see who he takes. We were just looking at his team. Ghost Man. We were just looking at his team, so... let's see who he is going to take. And he takes Rudolph, tight end, Vikings. It's a solid pick. So, I want to see who Kristen takes here in her back-to-back picks. Takes Frank Gore, running back, Indianapolis Colts. And Brandon Marshall, wide receiver, the Giants. I don't think that's a bad pickup. I really don't. I think Brandon Marshall's going to have a good season. I was going to draft Brandon Marshall, and he was actually one of the players that got snagged from me. I did have another guy. I was deciding between the two, but he kind of got snagged from me. So, I'm happy with my team. I don't know if the rest of you folks in the AFC are happy with yours. The NFC draft is going to be rolling on for quite some time, and we are going to end our draft coverage for the evening. And I appreciate you stopping in with me. Wanted to get through the first rounds of both. Now the NFC is deep into their draft, and they're going to continue on probably for another hour or two. And we'll be having a show about midweek this week, and we'll start our regular format of shows with our regular update specials, update editions, and Game of the Week editions as we lead into the first week of football games. So, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate you joining a little live draft coverage, a few interviews. Anointed our new vice president of the league, so you guys know who to reach out to. Enjoy the rest of the draft. Good luck to all owners. Had a great turnout tonight, as everybody was here. Everybody was represented. Everybody was here for their early picks, and all owners have signed in, so that is great news. And good luck to everybody. This is the biggest season ever. It's the reboot, the rebirth, Hardcore Challenge, the pinnacle fantasy football competition, Hardcore Bowl 9, AFC versus NFC. Who's it going to be? Are you ready for the challenge? Good luck. Game on.